let's take a look at security in ET Ducky. Security is one policy, and it lives in the kernel on every agent. You set it once, and it protects your whole fleet without a separate sensor to install. You start from the organization default. That's the scope every agent falls under, and it's the one policy you edit for the entire fleet. When a single machine needs something different, you switch the scope to that agent and give it its own override. Anything you don't change still inherits from the default. The detection itself is built in, and it runs in the kernel on every agent. There's no third-party sensor to deploy. It's a set of behavioral rules, and you turn each one on or off. Take ransomware. It watches for a single process touching thousands of files at once, and for mass renames into locked or encrypted extensions. Those are the fingerprints of an encryption run already underway. On their own, those signals can be noisy, so it also looks for ransom notes being dropped and for shadow copies and backups being deleted, and it correlates all of it together. When two or more of those components fire on the same agent within 5 minutes, it calls that a ransomware kill chain, and it acts before the encryption spreads. It goes well beyond ransomware. One rule catches reverse shells, where a shell is wired straight to a network socket. That is a classic sign of a hands-on keyboard intruder. Another watches for privilege escalation, when a process suddenly gains admin rights from a parent that should never spawn it. That pattern almost always means something is wrong. It flags crypto miners by their behavior, like the mining pool traffic a miner has to generate. So one gets caught even when the file itself is brand new. And it catches unusual outbound traffic from a system daemon, the quiet beaconing that malware uses to phone home to its command server. Two more rules run a little deeper. One learns each app's normal behavior and flags the outliers, and the other watches your approved apps for a binary that no longer matches its known good hash. Once detection is set, you decide what happens automatically. On a high confidence hit, ET Ducky can isolate the host from the network, raise an alert, and open a ticket all on its own. You also tune how eager that trigger is. You set the kill chain sensitivity to low, medium, or high, trading a few more false alarms for catching an attack a beat sooner. Here is what that looks like when it fires. On this agent, a process just started renaming files fast and dropped a ransom note beside them. Two components well inside the window. That trips the kill chain. In the same second, ET Ducky isolates the machine, cutting off the attack before the encryption can spread. At the same time, it raises an alert and files a ticket, each one already tagged with the device and the rule that fired. Your team walks into a contained incident, not a disaster. Now, plenty of trusted tools behave in ways that look suspicious. A backup job might touch thousands of files at once and trip the very rule you rely on. So you add those known good processes to the allow list. You pick the process, choose the exact rule to exempt it from, and that one program stops setting off false alarms. If you already run an EDR or XDR, you connect it right here. Its coverage folds in alongside ET Ducky's own, giving you one view instead of two. And you can see exactly how deep that coverage runs. Here, CrowdStrike Falcon is reporting on 312 of your 318 agents, last synced a few minutes ago. When it all looks right, you save once. Every agent without its own override inherits the entire policy instantly across the whole fleet. So that's security in ET Ducky. It detects the whole early kill chain, responds on its own, and tunes to your fleet. It runs kernel deep and fleet wide.